Yeah.
which leads me into my number one quarterback option, which is obviously Zach Wilson.
Your resident Disney Channel quarterback.
Yes, he 100% looks like he should be in a Disney Channel thing. Trevor Lawrence is sunshine, and Zach Wilson is every single Disney Channel.
Most punchable face there is.
Exactly, 100%. Now, I will say, though, that what Zach Wilson has over Trevor Lawrence and why he's the first overall pick, can you guess what he has, in my opinion, over Trevor
Do you
Lawrence?
think he has moxie?
I think he does. That's why. That's the difference. I think Zach Wilson has the attitude. I think Trevor Lawrence is a perfect fit for the Jaguars because they already have some talent there. They're not a terrible team. They just don't have any quarterback play whatsoever last year. I mean, they had Mike Glennon as their freaking quarterback. So they just need a quarterback to come in and actually produce. And they'll be, next year, I think they'll probably be, 7-10, 8-9 team. So with Zach Wilson, though, I think he's a perfect fit for the Jets because I think the Jets need a player to come in and change the organizational attitude around, as well as, come in and actually be, produce as a quarterback and make all the throws you want. Now, when you watch Zach Wilson's film, as well as when you watch his pro day, what you understand is that Zach Wilson has zip on his ball where he can throw a line drive into a player. And he also has the ability to throw a perfect touch pass where he fits a ball into a tight window and you're really surprised by it, And I think the zip along with the touch pass is also a deadly combination that really helps him to be the number one quarterback on my list. And then on top of it, you throw in that he has that moxie and attitude. You throw in that he's very accurate within his passes. Whether it be down the field, whether it be short out routes, short in routes, slants, throwing up the seam. He just is very accurate. He throws in rhythm. And when he gets into a rhythm, it's almost one of those things where like you watch him complete 10 passes in a row because it happens all of a sudden and you go, oh my God, he's completed 10 passes in a row. I didn't even realize it. Like it's just, that's the rhythm he can get into. And I mean, you just look at his arm and stuff like that. I mean, that's a great pass. That's fantastic. And that's what he did all season long. He's also amazing at moving and throwing the ball. He actually seems almost more comfortable moving around in the pocket and throwing off of like an off foot or movement than he does just throwing it off like his normal set position, it seems. Like I wrote down in my thing watching his film and watching his pro day that I wrote amazing moving and throwing, will be a magician, aka Rodgers like in the NFL. And like I said, the reason why I think that is because I think that he just has this weird like ability to just make throws from weird throwing awkward movements and positions where it doesn't matter what pressure he's in, doesn't matter what he's, dealing with. He's going to be able to make the throw. He's going to be able to, do everything you ask him to do because he's that good. Now, my only thing with him is I would like to see him read a defense a little bit more, just because it seemed like at BYU he made a lot of great timing throws, but that's more of being in sync with his receivers and everything. And watching his pro day, he did seem to throw a little behind some receivers. Like Trevor Lawrence threw it perfectly in the pocket of the receiver, but Trevor Lawrence didn't have the zip that Zach Wilson has or can have on some of his throws. And then I think also he also has the ability, like I said, to be able to move around, I think a little bit better. I think a little bit better in the pocket than Trevor Lawrence moving as far as making throws off balanced. So
sure. I mean, that's the general impression that I've got from him, but I haven't watched very little film, but he does seem to have that. I don't know if it's just his stature or whatever, or like his movement or something, but it does seem kind of like that, like a Rodgers comparison, like a throw like that.
Yeah. I mean, that right there, that's what I'm talking about right there. Fading to his left, throwing across his body, throws a beautiful little touch pass right over the linebacker, because it is the issue right there. If you go back to that play, if he zips that ball in, it gets blocked down by the guy underneath. If he throws it too hard, it's getting intercepted by the guy behind him. He has to fit it over the guy underneath and not hard enough where he misses a receiver, or not behind him enough that the defender picks it off. That's the kind of throw that I'm talking about that he's able to make consistently. And he's able to flip it on like a switch. Like he's able to be like, okay, I need to touch pass this, touch pass. Okay, I need to like gun this in because it's a tight window. Bam, does it. Puts a zip on the ball and it's there. You know, he throws a hitch route where a guy runs 10 yards, turns around, and the ball has to be there. It's there because he zips it in. That's what he is. That's what he has in his arsenal. And, you know, like I said, I don't think Trevor Lawrence has the zip on the ball that Zach Wilson does. But obviously Trevor Lawrence beats him in the accuracy department, but it's just everything else that Zach Wilson does, which is what makes him my number one quarterback on my list, at least.
Wow, I thought that last play was going to be completed too.
Yeah.
All right.
Listen, he is human. But
yeah, no, I mean it was a pass interference. It was a great throw, and that would have been caught for sure.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So that's my quarterback list. That's where I'm at with all the quarterbacks. Maybe I'll revisit this in a little bit while I watch more and more film on them. But yeah, that's where I would list them, as basically, you know, Zach Wilson 1, Trevor Lawrence 2, Trey Lance and Kellen Mond tied for 3, and then I think you throw in probably Mac Jones, then Justin Fields, then you have your Kyle Trask and Jamie Newman at the end.